Hello everyone, myself is Divya Bahel, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to study is petroleum refining and petrochemicals. So starting with today's lecture, in last lecture we studied about different kind of crude fractions which are available when your crude is subjected to distillation, right? We studied about refinery gases, gasoline, naphtha, kerosene, right? So what we study about? We studied about its properties, certain tests which are associated with this fractions. So now moving forward, today we will study about diesel oil, okay? So here you can see in the various crude fractions, let's talk about diesel oil, okay? Diesel oil, as you are going bottom the distillation unit, your boiling point increases. It means now the crude fraction is rich in less volatile component. So on that we can judge about the properties and composition of diesel oil. So you can see over here, it is used mainly as a fuel for cars, lorries, buses. So you can see here, starting from the light vehicles to heavy vehicles, diesel fuel is used as a transportation fuel, right? So let's move forward and know about diesel. So yes, diesel fuel. What is diesel fuel? Let's see. The boiling range. This is the crude fraction which you obtain in a boiling range of 250 to 320 degrees Celsius. Now talking about the composition, okay, your diesel fuel. What do you do in the blend is you try to keep the concentration of paraffins most, okay. We will study about this, why you need to have paraffins more in abundance in this hydrocarbon range, right? Because cetane number is important over here. See how diesel engine is different than gasoline engine, we will study about it, okay. Your diesel engine is mainly associated with self-ignition. So for self-ignition, you need to keep the concentration of paraffins more. Hence, this is the crude fraction which mainly consists of paraffins. Now, talking about the boiling range, you saw it is 250 to 320 degrees Celsius. So yes, we studied about ASTM distillation method. So what is the importance of ASTM distillation method? You know it, that is to know about the boiling range. So here we use ASTM distillation method to know the boiling range, okay. Carrying forward, so as I told you, the boiling range is 250 to 320 degrees Celsius. So let's say the average boiling point of your diesel, marketable diesel which you get, its average boiling point is about 300 degrees Celsius. So you can see the uses, various uses of diesel you can see in the transportation vehicle, in power plant, right, for light vehicles also. So moving forward, let's have a look into the classification of diesel fuel. Your diesel fuel is also classified. Now how it is classified? It is classified on the basis of the speed and load of the engine. So on the speed, I can say I have low speed diesel oil, medium speed diesel, high speed diesel. So talking about the RPM, okay, your speed, it is shown in form of RPM. For your low speed diesel, when your RPM is less than 300, okay. Now, where you use low speed diesel? For heavy load vehicles which have to work at constant speed. Best example is trucks. You can see heavy duty trucks, heavy duty trailers are there, okay. Moving forward, talking about medium speed diesel. So what is the range of the speed here? The RPM is between 300 to 1000. Now, the use of such kind of diesel oil is for fairly heavy and moderate speed vehicles. So I can talk about like my multi-utility vehicles are there, okay, small tractors are there, vehicles, big SUVs are there, okay. So that kind of vehicles, that kind of cars and small trucks, those lie between fairly heavy vehicles and which require moderate speed. Talking about high speed diesel, the RPM is more than 1000, okay. Now the use is for when the load and speed might vary, okay. Simple, take an example, small cars are there, okay. So for car you need load also, sometimes you need to have load also, and your speed may vary. Your car may get up to very high speed also, and even in light machineries also you use high speed diesel. Talking about diesel engine, in a gist I can say, what is my process here? The process is adiabatic compression of fuel mixture, right? In the third step of our diesel engine we saw your fuel is fuel mixture with air, right? It is compressed adiabatically, okay? No external heat sources there. Because of high pressure generation, because of compression, temperature rises. Now second part is atomizing of fuel, okay? Why atomization of fuel is needed? To overcome the time delay. Now let's have a note on what is time delay. So the time taken by the fuel from injection to explosion is called as time delay or delay period, right? Your fuel is introduced into the combustion chamber from introduction, okay, from injection to explosion. The time delay, okay, that is your delay period. So why do we do atomization? To decrease this time delay. As I told you, at an instant as your fuel is introduced into the combustion chamber, it must explode, okay? So to achieve that, what do? We atomize our fuel. Now important characteristics of diesel fuel engine is self-ignition, okay? So in gasoline engine we saw spark plug is there, okay? Spark plug, what does it do? It acts as a ignition source. Now here in diesel engine you don't need ignition source, okay? Automatically your temperature has been raised up to such a high level that your fuel, as it is introduced into the combustion chamber, it will self-ignite, okay, because such high temperature is there. Now note here, self-ignition is because of the presence of high amount of paraffins, okay? As paraffin content is more and it is more volatile in nature, right? As it is more volatile, it will easily ignite. So moving forward, let's have a look on how diesel engine is different than petrol engine. So in diesel engine you can see fuel injector is there, whereas in petrol engine spark plug is there. Process is same in both the engines. Your fuel vapor mixture, what does it do? It compresses, okay? A compression level is reached. In diesel engine fuel injector, it injects your fuel, okay, in form of atomized small mist particles, okay? In very small droplets, your fuel is injected. Whereas in spark plug, ignition source, a sparking ignition source is provided. So that is the difference between these two. Moving forward, let's have a look into test and properties associated with diesel, okay? So how your test and properties are divided. So you can see there is pour and cloud point, viscosity, flash and fire point, calorific value, aniline point. Now these are certain properties and tests, but let's have a look how they are categorized. For example, pour and cloud point, okay, it is associated with the flow property. Of course, once your diesel fraction has been taken out, what does pipeline division do? It transports your fuel from one place to another, okay? So in the transportation, when your transportation is concerned, what is important property here? Flow property, right? Similarly, viscosity. These two properties and tests are related to the flow property, okay? Next one is flash and fire point. From name you can see flash and fire point. It is the temperature, it shows the temperature at which it is chances, okay? There are safety hazards which can take place, okay? Fire hazards that can take place. So noting that safety parameter, we define a threshold point, okay, for flash and fire point, up to which extent it is safe for your handling of your diesel fuel. Next is calorific value. Of course, it talks about the fuel quality. Similarly is the aniline point. So you can see in how three different categories by some of the tests and properties of diesel fuel are divided. So let's have a deep look. Talking about pour and cloud point, okay. So when an oil is cooled at a specified rate, the temperature at which it becomes cloudy or hazy is called as cloud point, okay. Here take a note, the definitions has been transferred into both two. The first one is the definition of cloud point, whereas second is the definition of your pour point. So the first definition is when your oil is cooled at specified rate, when cloudy appearance occur, that is your cloud point. Whereas for pour point, when your temperature is further decreased, okay, when you go beyond cloud point, your fuel ceases to flow, okay, now it is not able to flow. So that temperature is called as pour point, Okay, so the difference between cloud and pour point, what is the difference here? It is 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. For example, my cloud point of fuel is 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, it means at 10 degrees Celsius, cloudy or hazy appearance start. Okay, the wax is also an impurity present. What does it do? It starts to precipitate, and because of that, hazy appearance occur. Now, what is pour point now? As I decrease further the temperature, as I am decreasing the temperature further from 10 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius. So what will happen at 5 degrees Celsius? My fuel, okay, my fraction will stop flowing. Now it has been freezed. So that temperature is my pour point, okay. So again, what is the significance to know about the flow property, and with flow property is associated your pumping. So to know about the pumping cost, okay, we need to be specific with pour and cloud point. Moving forward, you can have a pictorial description about cloud point and pour point. So you can see the first image, it is about the cloud point, how hazy appearance is happening, okay. You can see in your fuel fraction, it appears to be hazy. Whereas in second picture, you can see in the two containers, okay, the second container is not able to flow. So that is the pour point. Now what is desired? It is desired that your fuel should have lower cloud and pour point. But why do we need low cloud and pour point? Okay, see, your diesel fuel, any of your fuel fraction, it has to be transported into colder climate area also. So that your fuel can be transported into much chilly region. Okay, hence I need to have a low cloud and pour point. Okay, lower the cloud and pour point, it means I can transport my fuel into very colder area region without the problem of freezing. So next is aniline point. It is also called as diesel index. So what is the importance of diesel index? Your diesel index, it is an empirical measure of the ignition quality of your diesel fuel. It is described in terms of API gravity and aniline point. Okay, so in diesel fuel we saw paraffins is much needed. Okay, your paraffins must be in higher amount. So aromatics is undesirable. So I can say my diesel index is what? Aniline point into degree API gravity upon 100. Now what is aniline point? Aniline point shows you the amount of aromatic content present. Okay, that was studied in part of kerosene also. So yes, why aromatics is not desirable? Because it causes ignition delay. What is requirement in diesel engine? You need to have fast ignition. Okay, there must not be ignition delay. It must be able to very fastly it should be able to ignite. So hence in diesel fuel, what is desirable? Paraffins. So I can say that high diesel index means high aniline point. It means low aromatic content. So what is desirable? Your diesel should have high diesel index. So what is the range of diesel index? It is between 45 to 55. Moving forward, cetane number. As octane number is a quality standard for gasoline. Similarly, diesel number, it is the quality number for diesel fuel. So let's have a look into the definition. What is cetane number? Your cetane number is defined as percent volume of N-cetane, normal cetane present in a mixture of normal cetane and alpha methyl naphthalene, which gives same ignition delay as the fuel under consideration when tested in a standard engine. So you can see here alpha methyl naphthalene. What is it? It is isoparaffin. Okay, so between these two we are taking out the percent volume of normal cetane which is present, that is your cetane number. Yes, it is correlated to diesel index as both signifies the quality of your fuel. Again, cetane number contrasts with octane number. As octane number is important for gasoline, again in octane number aromatic content, as aromatic content increases, as branching increases, octane number increases. Whereas in cetane number, as branching decreases, okay, as you move towards a straight chain, your cetane number increases. So now moving forward to calorific value, okay. So let's have a look into first of all what is calorific value. Yes, it is defined as the amount of heat liberated when a unit mass of fuel is burnt completely. Okay, so here I am talking about complete combustion. Dioxide is formed, that is your complete combustion. Okay, so what is the equipment now which is needed?
For measuring your calorific value, it is bomb calorimeter. So what is the use here? As we saw when we were classifying the test and properties of your diesel fuel, okay, it is used to know the efficiency of fuel. Okay, we are talking about quality of fuel here. So yes, of course, high calorific value is desirable for any kind of fuel. Now have a look here for diesel fuel. Your calorific value is 41.83 kilojoule per gram. It means when your 1 gram of your diesel fuel, when it is completely combusted, okay, when it is completely oxidized, then it liberates 41.83 kilojoule. Now, as diesel, what we are trying to do in diesel is we are trying to keep the paraffin content more. And because as paraffin is more in content, hence its calorific value is more. So you can see paraffins, it is rich in it has high calorific value. And so as paraffins are majorly present in the diesel fuel, so its calorific value is also high. And the last test and property is viscosity. Okay, viscosity. Why it is needed? What does it suggest? It shows ease of starting, right? How easy your fuel is able to ignite, that depends on the viscosity of fuel too. See what happens in when talking about the winter conditions, okay? Because as temperature is low, what happens? Viscosity increases. And because of that, problem of ignition takes place, okay? So, viscosity, this parameter shows you the ignition quality of your fuel also and ease of starting. Of course, at low starting temperature, high sit-in fuel is needed. Low molecular weight hydrocarbon. And because of that, paraffin has low viscosity. So that was for today's lecture. Thank you.